Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor. Now, when we left off, we had attempted to take Warband Castle, of course, but, yes, unfortunately enough, we were beaten back by the likes of the garrison there. I actually did decide to retreat there, mainly because we already knew that there were a couple of Empire vassals outside, and if we were significantly weakened, which was actually transpiring in the garrison itself, then of course we would have a retaliation, and yes, things would actually go a little bit messily, and I didn't really want that to happen. So we are just going to take a look at Sara the Fox here, as well as Adiz, and we're going to level them up into, well, relatively good warriors. Oh, of course, Adiz already is, but yeah, Sara hasn't been with us for very long. So, Adiz, what are you going to do? I actually have no idea. Yes, I actually have no idea at all. So, well, I guess the only milestone we have to do here is intelligence, so, well, why not? We may as well do that. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm actually thinking we'll get him some more riding skill and some more athletics, because that's going to make him into a much more mobile character, and that's going to mean that he's going to maybe die a little bit less. Yes, it's unlikely, isn't it? But, well, we can hope. We can very much hope. So let's just level up these guys here that have leveled up from our trainer skill, of course, and as you may have noticed, we have some Lemon Knights and some Milk Sergeants in our party here. Now, the main problem that I am having right now is the fact that we have no more of these. Yes, Lemon Knights, Milk Sergeants, that is all we have. I think we actually do have 5 Lemon Knights in the garrison at Avendor. I did make a brief stopover there, but that is it. That is all we have. So if we want any more, we are going to need a lot more honor, and I think we actually already have a huge amount. Yeah, we actually do have 83 honor, so technically every single time the wages rolls around every week, it should actually be fine, and we should be gaining more than enough to see that we actually have a good resource to be able to recruit all of those noble units and transform them into amazing fighters, in the form of Lemon Knights and so on. But yeah, unfortunately, they are very expensive. They are about, what is it? I think 42 prestige, so 83 honor, and as you can see, 11 noble recruits. Yeah, 1 because of the glory to be in our army. How fantastic. Yes, one of them. One of them thought, oh, you know what, it would be fantastic to be in that guy's army, because he's taking over the entirety of Pendor. But no, apparently just one of them thought that, and 11 others were just like, oh yes, oh, that shrine looks very shiny, doesn't it? We have to do that, and various other things. But I guess those guys didn't actually know that tea and biscuits are actually free in the army if you do a good job, obviously. If you don't do a good job, then you just get a very small piece of cupcake or something. But seriously, I can't believe that those guys really just decided, oh, you know what, only one of us are going to join you because your army is terrible, apparently. Yes. So we're going to be heading on in here. Our siege tower is now built, and we need to be very careful about dying here, because I really don't want to die. We have 30 archers, 42 cavalry. Now, the archers should, in theory, be absolute beasts, and they should technically be able to hold their own more than enough. So, let's just see whether that actually works. Of course, our Lemonites do have throwing weapons still. I have not decided to, well, remodel them just yet, because I still think they are very effective as they are, and their throwing weapons, even though they're not really going to be that effective in sieges, I personally feel it gives them a little bit more diversity instead of using a crossbow. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest in sieges, of course, but in field battles, I feel like having a crossbow is, well, basically what our Milk Sergeants should be doing, and our Lemon Knights should be running around on their mounts and dealing significant damage that way. But as we can currently see, Empire Armored Crossbowmen are actually dealing significant damage to us right now, so I'm very hopeful that our thrown weapon specialists will be able to retaliate just a little bit, and maybe weaken them enough, maybe kill them enough, should I say, to remove them from the equation, as it were. But hopefully that will actually happen, because we know that our Milk Sergeants aren't exactly known for being the hardest workers, and some of the time they decide, oh, I'm gonna just take a couple of hours off. Yeah, no one will miss me. And then they all decide to do that. at the exact same time. So then you just have a bunch of Lemon Knights who are hard workers, of course, and, well, we have a couple of Empire armored crossbowmen still, but not as many as we used to. And, well, they do a reasonable job. They're not really as good as the Milk Sergeants, in my opinion at least, because the Milk Sergeants are fantastic in melee as well as very, very deadly at range. And, ouch. That hurt. Okay, well, 20 damage. Where did that shoot, even? Where did that... Oh, really? In the leg? 20 damage in the leg? Okay, well, that's accurate, isn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. Okay, well, we're going to be charging straight up here. I'm not going first. You guys can go first, thank you very much. I am definitely not going first. And I'm going to try and get around, because I definitely want to make sure that we take out their crossbowmen as fast as possible. Maybe I'll be able to. Ooh, yes, we even took out a Guardian Empire Knight. Very nice to see one of those guys fall, because they, well, we all know they are very, very powerful indeed. And, oh, they do have a... Yes, they have a nest. They have an archery nest, and we definitely want to take that out as soon as possible. So I'm going to try and get around there myself. Ooh, they have 2, or maybe even 3. Yes, they do. They have 3. Oh my, wow, that's actually rather impressive. Oh, no. No, you cannot do that. 10 damage, thank you very much. That is absolutely terrible, isn't it? Okay, so these guys are going to go up here. I'm pretty sure they will have this in hand, but I really don't want to head forward by myself. I know. But teamwork is definitely the name of the game. We're gonna... Oh. Okay, apparently I will be venturing forth by myself, because apparently those guys over there decided, oh, you know what, those guys that are bombarding us with deadly bolts are completely harmless. Yes, exactly. Apparently that's what they thought, so I will have to do this by myself. Which is probably going to be absolutely fine, because our shield is still in remarkable condition, so we shouldn't, in theory, lose it, but yeah, we know our history with enemy crossbowmen. They always somehow surprise me in some way or another, so maybe we'll be able to surprise them for once. Okay, so what am I going to surprise them with? Well, I don't really have anything to surprise them with apart from some balloons and maybe some streamers. No? Oh, maybe it did surprise them. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, that's not too bad, I suppose. And we are being shot, of course. Oh, no. These guys are going to be quite the annoyance more than anything. I don't think they actually have the ability to eliminate us, because really my armor is just too good. It is too good for them. And yes, they were only able to get us if they could corner us in some way, but thankfully enough, I have cornered them instead. Oh yes, fantastic. So now I have the advantage, and I'm going to be trying to use my thrown weapons to deal some damage. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of damage there. And some more. Okay, come on. Now, please, Bertolt, you must be able to get at least 1 kill. 1 kill with your thrown weapons. Maybe a nice headshot. No? 3 more chances. 3 more chances, Bertolt. 1 more chance. Yes, we eliminated someone. Yes, fantastic. Okay, that was great. Yes, I killed someone with every single one of my thrown weapons. No, not really. But yeah, we tried our very best, and our units are doing an excellent job. I think all we needed was the bolstering from the Lemon Knights, to be honest. They seem to be really pulling their weight very, very nicely indeed. And, well, I guess that's just a testament to having them in our army. We really do need to use them a little bit more often, I suppose. But again, I really just didn't want to lose too many because, well, they are very hard to come by, at least right now for us. I think at some point I'm probably going to need to basically just wait for some time. Maybe when we have eliminated all but one faction and we're still at peace with them or something. I have no idea whether that's even going to be possible, because making peace with the last remaining faction is very hard to do. So maybe we'll not be able to do that, but you never know. Maybe we will. And if we are able to, then maybe I'll just wait for some time and see if I can gather a huge amount of prestige and then be able to gain a mass amount of Lemon Knights, Milk Sergeants, and various other units that are going to be extremely powerful, and then we'll see what happens there. But right now I just have none. I have no prestige as far as I'm aware. I have, I think, maybe a couple of hundred And yeah, that may be a pretty reasonable amount to have at any one time, but for us, needing to field a 280 plus army full of very strong tea and biscuit worshippers, yeah, it's unfortunate that we will not be able to actually get all of them filled. All of those slots filled is just absolutely terrible. But yes, we're gonna let that guy go because honor is still important to us, even though I didn't really want to let him go, but, well, that's just how it is right now. Let's get some heretic worshippers, some heretic minions. Is there anything else here? Yeah, maybe a couple of noblemen and squires. A bounty hunter is okay, and we could get some snake cult armsmen and followers, even though they're not particularly the greatest, are they? No, not really. Again, we're getting that sort of bleedage, that I was talking about previously, and yeah, it's not particularly nice, is it? Because now we have just ended up with some very low-tier units in comparison to the Cobra warriors that we lost, and the various other Lemon Knights, of course, as well as mercenary sergeants and things like that. So, yeah, we do need to watch out for that, of course. Yeah, look at that. We actually lost, what was it, 4? Yeah, we lost 4 Lemon Knights, in actual fact. And who was going to replace them? That's exactly the point. So, yeah, there's a little bit of problem there. A little bit of a problem. So, yeah, there we go. 283 maximum, and Sir Jocelyn has leveled up too. So, we will be able to speak to him in just a second. And, oh, hello there. Okay, so, who are we going to give this to? Well, I actually have no clue. Probably want to give it to Lord Roland or Lord Frederick, because Sigismund is going to get the next town. And maybe Adonia? I think maybe Adonia could use it, because she only has 2 villages. And the rest have above 4, and that was Sigismund. So, I think maybe we'll give it to her, because now she has, 3 villages? And an additional castle, so I think that's pretty good, because the villages usually are the places where they're going to be recruiting most of their troops. I actually don't know what the AI does, but, well, whatever the case, it's always nice to just even things out somewhat. And, yes, I think that's actually it. Look at that. We have completed the border and solidified our territory even further, which I have to say is very nice to see that purple, pinkish writing along the side there, and all the way in the north as well. Look at that. That's actually really nice. But unfortunately, the one thing that I am worried about now is the dark green writing of the Fyrdsvein. They are going to be very, very difficult to dislodge from, well, basically all of their fiefs right now, because look, they've taken Sarlian, they've taken Ethos, as well as Ishkomen, or Kishnomen as it is now known to us. And we also have Windholm, Valenbray, Yavexholm, of course, but see, that's the thing, I actually have no idea how strong Ethos is. Should we take a look at it? Yeah, let's go and scout out a little bit, because even though we are not at war against the Fyrdsvein just yet, they are going to declare war very soon. I just have a feeling that they're going to be doing that because, well, we are the other major faction in Pendor. Because, as we know, the Dashar, they are basically dead. They have no right to call themselves a faction any further. Well, they kind of do. They kind of do, because they do have a town. When they don't have a town, that is when I will say that they don't have any right to be a faction any further. But, yes, other than that, of course, we do have the Empire. The Empire is still holding on strong, but that is, in my opinion, only because of our influence, Bertild's influence within the faction itself. But, yeah, right now, of course, well, it's just us and the Fyrdsvein, which is kind of weird because, again, in the previous original Prophecy of Pendor series, it was us and the Fyrdsvein as well. But at that point, we had actually helped the Fyrdsvein to become as strong as they did. So, yeah, as you can see, these guys mean business. The Fyrdsvein themselves, 1,090 troops in the garrison here, and that is without any vassals whatsoever. And I can only imagine that this is going to be an arduous task, and whoever is going to take Ethos, I think they're going to be in for quite the battle. But bear in mind that there are a variety of different minor factions that may launch sneak attacks against Ethos and maybe various other towns as well, and I think we may like to start taking advantage of that. But of course then we do have to declare war, and I'm not entirely sure whether we'd want to do that because, well, we are not struggling dealing with the Empire, but it is kind of irritating to have that pop-up come up all the time and for them to say, oh yes, this thing has been raided even though it's not my village and I don't particularly care about it. Or is it my village? I'm not entirely sure. Yes, if it is, then I'm terribly sorry, villagers. But yes, right now I'm not really bothering with you. Yes. Okay, well, he appears to be wanting to raid that, but I want to go to our bulwark here and check it out, because I would like to see whether our helm is done. And before we head in there, I'd like to make sure that our inventory is free. Yes, it is. So let's head on in there. Maybe we'll actually die a little less, thanks to headshots, if we are able to actually get this helm equipped. Finally, because it's been quite a while, hasn't it? So, who are you? Yes, there we are. Hello. Ah, it will be ready in 8 more days, so it should be ready in the next episode of Pendor. That's pretty good. And talking of that, I will be ending this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.